Now, there's all sorts of things that I could talk about of big picture, things that I love about Columbus, Ohio, and living in the suburbs here in central Ohio. But what are some of those little things that through living here, or I should say, you would never know unless you actually spent time here and started living here? So, here is a list of things that I love about the Columbus suburbs. Let's get this one out of the way. Football season. Of course, living in Central Ohio, or really the whole state in general, almost everybody is an Ohio State football fan. And that makes really this time of year where with it's football season, really the whole state, but even more so in Central Ohio, it just kind of comes alive. It kind of a time where maybe other places would slow down or cooler weather starting to come in. Well, really, it's just heating up because the fan base, the get togethers, the parties, and people just wanting to come around and watch the Ohio State game. It is just a whole event every Saturday that the Buckeyes are on. So, yes, I'm from Ohio. Yes, I'm an Ohio State fan. And yes, I realize how annoying Ohio State fans are. But if you move here, you'll get it. Now, I'm in some pretty rural suburbs of Columbus that's a little bit outside of kind of normal traffic patterns. But at the same time, I know that even if it's rush hour and I'm trying to get somewhere, I'm really only adding roughly 10, 20 minutes onto my drive just because of traffic, unless obviously there's some sort of accident. But as far as a daily traffic times that if I am trying to get across the city, and again, even at the worst times possible, there are so many worse places to live. Even in Ohio, when you're talking about Columbus, or excuse me, if you're talking about Cleveland or Cincinnati, they have way worse traffic. And if you're talking about if you're coming from other areas like Atlanta or any it seems like anywhere in California, Seattle, some of those large metropolis areas, you're not even going to be even in the remote category of what type of low traffic that we have here. So that is a huge benefit to where even if you are cross city, have to go through downtown to be able to get to your work and back home again. In comparison to some other places, definitely really close cities nearby, there is no traffic in comparison to some of those. But for here, I still like to complain a little bit. Let's be honest, because I'm out in a rural area to where there's just not that much traffic anytime that you go anywhere. So when I get stuck in just a little bit of stop and go traffic, I get a little upset, but that's only because I'm spoiled. But in comparison, when I did live a little bit closer, and actually I lived in Columbus, it still wasn't that bad. So, all that to say is that is a huge benefit of living in central Ohio is low traffic. Not only do we have low traffic, but also it generally takes less than 30 minutes to drive anywhere. It's almost laughable because when you look on a map, it's like, oh, 30, generally 30 minutes. So it doesn't matter if I'm trying to get to Westerville or to Gahanna or to Grove City or downtown or to the airport. It just everywhere it just seems like there is a close highway access for you to be able to just drive 1 or 2 miles, hop on the highway, and then get to your destination. It's just the way that Columbus was built. And unless we get a massive amount of people that's coming to clog up the traffic routes in a longer span than just your rush hour timeframes, it generally just takes 30 minutes to get anywhere you want to go. So, again, you may think I'm lying about this. You can look it up on Google Maps to verify. Feel free to leave a comment if I'm wrong. But at the same time, that is one thing that I absolutely love because things are so convenient. If you just want to get somewhere, hey, generally takes 30 minutes. As I referenced in one of my past videos, kind of highlighting some of the small towns of central Ohio, this is one of my favorite parts is that you can actually live in the country and still be, yes, you guessed it, less than 30 minutes from almost anywhere of your place of business or where you want to work. So if you are working in an office in Dublin and you want to live in, say, Plain City or Delaware, you still have the ability to kind of have that extra elbow room and be able to live that kind of country lifestyle, if you will. And vice versa, maybe you don't want to live out in the country, but you kind of have an ag background and you want to have a thriving career in some of those ag technologies. there are so many different companies that are out here for that gives you an opportunity to be able to actually still have that career, but maybe you don't want to live in the country full time and still be able to live in town. You can kind of have whatever you want, and regardless of kind of either situation or both on one or the other, there's still affordable opportunities that are out there for you to be able to have that distance and be able to still drive and commute to work on a daily basis, or be able to kind of have that work from home scenario. And guess what? You can still have that work from home scenario and have fast internet. It's amazing. So it may take a little bit of effort looking for exactly what you're taking a look for, but at the same time of kind of having your cake and eat it too, the Columbus market does have an amazing opportunity to be able to kind of have that rural and urban mix that maybe you're looking for. If you have any thoughts about relocating to the Central Ohio area and just want to get some information, I am more than happy to have an old fashioned call or a Zoom call that we can get on. And feel free to connect with me further. My website and everything is in the description of this video, and we'll talk to you next time.